Hello fans and friends across the universe, and welcome back to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith. Next year I'll be coming up to celebrating 30 years as a Wings fan. I bought my first Wings album when I was 15 years old, and sadly I'll be 45 years old next year. That album was Red Rose Speedway, and the rest, as they say, is history. I've been obsessed ever since, and one doesn't keep score on these things, but I still think that I listen to each of Wings' 7 studio albums at least 3 or 4 times a year, certain albums maybe more. I'm pretty sure that I listen to Wings more than any other band, including the Beatles. So after coming up to 30 years, you'd think I'd be bored by now, but no. Naturally there's a bit of fatigue with certain songs, but I always listen to the album as a whole, so whichever album it is, whether it be Wildlife or Venus and Mars, I always play it start to finish and then put it away and reach for the next one. So naturally I was listening to Wings the other day and a certain song came on and I thought to myself, crikey, how many times have I heard this song, but I still love it. I still get that same excitement and thrill from it. And so I did what I've done all my life really, more so since I started this whole YouTube thing. I grabbed a pen and paper and started compiling a list of those Wings songs that I never tire of hearing. And I got a list of, I think, 10 or 11 songs together. And I realised that I picked one from each of Wings' 7 studio albums, except Wildlife, which is an album that I have continuously struggled with through the years. I desperately want to love it, but I don't. But even with that album, there's a particular song that when it comes on, I always enjoy it and I rate it highly actually. And so I've got a list of 8 songs together here, one from each of Wings' 7 studio albums and one non-album single. And these aren't Wings' best songs, nor are they necessarily my personal favourites, but as I say, every time I hear them, I'm well pleased. And normally I'd be very tidy and go in chronological order, but just for a change, I won't. So in no particular order, here we go. At this moment in time, I'm really enjoying Wings at the Speed of Sound, and I can't get enough of Sam Ferrian. It's so light, bright and breezy and easy on the ear. The gentle strum of the acoustic guitar, the plodding bass line. Jimmy McCulloch plays some really cool guitar licks too. And those jazzy horns, especially towards the end of the song, are so infectious. And it's short and sweet, so it comes, it goes, it pleases, and I'm always pleased to hear it again. Nice vocal from Paul, of course, casual and carefree. So go be gay. Let your feelings leap away into the laughter. Sam Ferrian and The World Keeps Turning, happy ever after. And as lovely as this song undoubtedly is, does anyone else think that towards the end of the song, the music gets a little bit darker and takes a sinister turn? But yeah, I absolutely love it. I'll be singing that all night now. From 1973's Band on the Run, I've gone with Mrs. Vanderbilt. Me and my brother Liam went to watch Paul at Hyde Park in London in, I think it was 2010, but he included this in his set on that day and I was so thrilled. Love that bass line. It's so good. As soon as the song starts, we're right in with that bass and yeah, it's brilliant. And Paul puts the words together so well. Down in the jungle, living in a tent, you don't use money, you don't pay rent, you don't even know the time, but you don't mind. Ho, hey ho. I really like those tumbling drum rolls after he sings. Love the saxophone and that giddy whooping towards the end of the song and that descending bass run right at the end. Yeah, the whole thing's fantastic. Top draw Wings song. From the unloved Wildlife album, I've gone with the title track. It's not that I think that Wildlife is a terrible album. It's got some good tracks on it, but I simply think that every other Wings album is a marked improvement by some distance. But I really enjoy the title track. It's a slow burning, gritty, bluesy song that really stretches out with some great guitar work throughout. It may be overly long for some, but it never outstays its welcome with me. And I really enjoy Paul's raspy vocal here and the way he alternates and sobs and moans in the latter half of the song. I like the harmonies here. By no means perfect, but that's what this song is. It's loose and ragged and I like that. I'll go with the non-album single next, which could well have been Girls' School, because I absolutely love that song. That really should get talked up and elevated more so, but of course it was the flip side to Mull of Kintyre, 2 million copies sold, etc. That song gets lost, but anyway, I didn't choose that. I chose Junior's Farm. As soon as Jimmy McCulloch plays that opening guitar riff, I'm sold. I'm all in. And then Paul lets out that, ha! And then we're in. He plays that superb chugging bass line. It's just got a great tempo and feel to it, and it starts and never lets up. And I always thought that the lyrics were a bit throwaway. You know, Paul sings, I was talking to an Eskimo, said he was hoping for a fall of snow, when up popped a sea lion, ready to go. But I don't know if I read it somewhere or I saw someone talking about it on YouTube, but that lyric where Paul sings, in the Houses of Parliament, everybody's talking about the president, we all chipped in for a bag of cement. But it's possible that Paul drew some inspiration from a newspaper article where there'd been a discussion in the Houses of Parliament and they were talking about the president, and someone said that they'd like to put cement in the president's shoes. So then all of a sudden that lyric made complete sense, and I thought, that's really clever. I love Jimmy's guitar solo on this song, preceded of course by Paul shouting. The change of tempo at the end of the song's really good, and that bit right at the end where Paul goes, huh! I feel like I shouldn't, but I can see no reason why I can't score Junior's Farmer's 10. It's absolutely perfect. Now, I don't care to compare the works of the Beatles to Wings because, well, there's only going to be one winner really, but I've had this thought before, so I'll share it with you here. If someone said to me, you can have one of these two songs to hear for the rest of your life, which one would it be? And someone said, Day Tripper or Junior's Farm. I think I might go with Junior's Farm. How about that? I might cut that bit out. Moving on to 1973's Red Rose Speedway. As I say, this was my first Wings album, and the song that really stood out to me actually when I first bought the album was the one I'm going to choose, which is One More Kiss. Oh, this is wonderful. It has such a lovely, warm feel to it. A slightly folksy, country pop song. I said a foolish thing last night. I didn't think you'd take it bad. I really like that little bend in Paul's vocal there when he sings the word you'd. And the semi-poetic, but like the wind that has to blow, I must be on my way. And that mournful lead guitar line is really nice. And again, this one is short and sweet, all over in just under 2.5 minutes, I think. Charming, infectious, delightful. Only one more kiss. And from 1979's Back to the Egg album, I've gone with one of the two-part songs here. It's Winter Rose, Love Awake. Winter Rose especially is absolutely gorgeous. Again, utter perfection to my ears. All through the summer I've followed you around, bringing a rose for the winter that's coming. Now the snow is on the ground. That's beautifully written. Lovely piano on this song. Paul's husky vocal is fantastic. And this song brings strong imagery to me of a dark and bleak winter's night. Almost complete darkness, but for a chink of light in the distance maybe. I can almost feel the chill, and that's captured further by that solitary drum that comes down at precisely 1 minute 32 and the echo of it swells. The harmonies are really nice, and it does have an eerie feel to it, which I really like. It's a really interesting piece of music. And then of course we're lifted out of the darkness with the second part of the song, the warmth and optimism of Love Awake. And again, this is lovely. The harmonies are so uplifting, really good. I think once you get to Band on the Run and onwards from that point, the harmonies, Paul, Linda, Denny, they are superb and deserve a lot more credit. I quite like that dizzy harpsichord part, is it there? And the brass at the end, that's really nice. Quietly triumphant. Love Awake to the day when we can make our love awake. It's all good news. Two very different pieces of music pieced together and a nice juxtapose, I think. Love awake. On to 1978's London Town, and for me there's an embarrassment of riches here. I love this album so much. It's probably the Wings album that I play the most. It could easily have been Deliver Your Children. It could easily have been More Smooth and the Grey Goose. The title track has crept up on me through the years too. That's absolutely brilliant, but I've gone with what I consider to be another top draw Wings song with Cafe on the Left Bank. That searing guitar solo that Jimmy McCulloch plays at the start of the song. Wow, that is so good. Along with Joe's drums and Paul's driving bass line, equally brilliant. It's kind of got a semi-disco style groove to it, I always think. I don't mind telling you that this gets me up on my feet and moving in ways that if I were to watch it back I would probably be a touch embarrassed by. And tell me, what hot-blooded guy doesn't like that line, touching all the girls with your eyes? And vocally, Paul sounds full of confidence. He sounds great here. And how about those harmonies again when it gets that bit where it goes... Fantastic. And Paul's punchy bass kicks us back into the next verse. And I love the outro, thanks in no small part again to Jimmy McCulloch's superb lead guitar playing and the repetition of the title and the k-k-k. I like Cafe on the Left Bank so much that it may well be my favourite Wings song. So that leaves 1975's Venus and Mars album, and I always look forward to hearing Medicine Jar. Written by Jimmy McCulloch and his songwriting partner Colin Allen, and sung by Jimmy himself. And I remember when I first got Venus and Mars, it was a day after my 16th birthday, and I was pleasantly surprised to hear this. I thought it was great, and still do. Simply, it's a great driving rocker. Great guitar riff, great guitar throughout from Jimmy, especially the solo again. Fantastic. But Jimmy's in. Good voice, especially when he sings There's More to Life Than Blues and Reds. I still know how you feel. Now your friends are dead. It's simple, but it's direct and very effective and very affecting with how Jimmy died. Jimmy McCulloch was great, and he gave Wings that harder edge, I think, that they needed. Paul's bass is great, and Linda's backing vocals really shine through on this song. Very good. But it's all about Jimmy, really. It's his song. It's his feelings, his words, his superb guitar playing. Get your hand out. So, a quick recap. I chose Sam Ferrian, Mrs. Vanderbilt, Wildlife, Junior's Farm, One More Kiss, and the two-part song of Winter Rose, Love Awake. I chose Cafe on the Left Bank and Medicine Jar. So there you go. 8 great Wings songs there, and I love them all dearly and never tire of hearing any of them, and I'm looking forward to hearing all of them again soon. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video, and please leave me a comment down below and let me know some Wings songs that you never tire of hearing. And of course, I'll see you for my next video sometime soon. Until then, peace and love. Bye for now.